How naive do you have to be in the U.S. media? This tells you how completely clueless they really are. That Katie Tur actually, I believe, folks, I believe that she is genuinely in the dark about this. I think that's just the bubble that she and everybody else around her lives in. She's at NBC, by the way, MSNBC, I think, but they don't even acknowledge. There's I forget what the psychological term is. I'm sure that somebody in the Discord server will pop it up here on the live stream, but there's a psychological term for when you lie and then you believe your own lie. You lie so much, your lie that you created actually becomes the truth, even in your own mind. You start to believe your own lie. You gerbil yourself. That's where the media is, a large swath of it anyway. And Katie Tur exists right in the middle of that. That she honestly has no idea that the media and politicians have been inciting violence in this country for a number of years. Dunning-Kruger, that might be it, Alex. Dunning-Kruger might be it. Start believing your own lie. They should just call it the Goebbels effect. But it's a real condition where you lie so much and you have to be so convincing in your lie to win debates and things like that you end up believing your own lie even though you fabricated it out of thin air. That's Katie Tur. That is Don Lemon. That is Chris Cuomo, who still isn't covering his brother, by the way. Isn't that weird that Mr. Cuomo over at CNN is not covering his brother who got caught red-handed killing old people? As I've said before, you have to ask yourself something. Why is it that Michigan, New York, and Pennsylvania intentionally went against what the experts were saying, intentionally went against the CDC's official recommendations, intentionally went against the World Health Organization's recommendations, intentionally defied any and all logic? Why did they go against all of that to put senior citizens who are infected with the virus in nursing homes? In the case of Michigan, they put young people infected with the virus in nursing homes, one of which ended up being a sociopath racist who ran around attacking elderly white people and beating them on camera. Why did they do that? Because it's not naive. In the case of Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan, she actually had the wherewithal to lie about it and say it wasn't her who did it. And then we found the emails that proved it was her who did it. But she lied about it for several weeks until she got caught. Why do you think they did that? And I know that some people think that I'm going out on a limb here. I get it. You think that the tinfoil hats come out, but you start looking at those states, New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, they've got a pretty substantial senior citizen financial burden in those states. And you just start to wonder, at some point you have to come up with some kind of a theory as to why they did it, right? They knew they weren't supposed to do it. They knew it was dangerous. What was the point of doing it? And I suppose you're down to, two things? You really hate old people, or, hey, there's an opportunity for us to save a lot of cash long term, which will help us in other funding endeavors in the state. Suddenly, less senior citizens, less budget shortfalls for senior citizens. And again, I don't have any actual definitive evidence that was the motivation behind it, but I think the question has to be asked. If you can't come up with another plausible solution as to why they defied all logic and all medical advice from the experts and did this, was it really because they were that stupid, or was it intentional? And if it was intentional, what was the motivation behind that intent? And the most logical one that I can come up with is budgetary reasons. Which is why I've told you over the next couple of years, I really want you to pay attention to how the Social Security, the Medicare, and the Medicaid debate starts formulating in this country. Because there has been a huge monetary issue with that for a long time now, and it's never been resolved. And all of a sudden, well, we've got a lot of elderly people who have lost their lives. People will no longer be a part of the financial burden. Is COVID in the ways that Pennsylvania and New York and Michigan decided to handle it, was that essentially a death panel? There's a big part of me that wonders. Got more coming up. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.